We started off in construction materials. Construction materials such as rigid board insulation, foam insulation that you find a lot in commercial applications, sometimes roofs, things like that. Now, we initially weren't at an appropriate scale to produce large 4-foot by 8-foot boards, although we invested the first 2 years of our path into creating board stock materials. After a long term of analysis and testing, we realized that we needed to get a product into the market. We didn't mitigate the very last risk of how we scaled this process up. We were dead in the water. And that's when we pivoted into protective packaging. And the protective packaging products we made at the time, they weren't beautiful, but it was a minimal viable product. It worked. That's all our customer cared about, and it was at the right price point. So now we're at a scale, we can produce rigid board insulation. So now why is anyone going to want to transfer from foam, which has been in the market now for 50 years, it's at a reasonable price point, it has the distribution channels that are required for this high volume product, and people know that it works, to a technology that's made out of mushrooms. You know, like when people say, hey, you know, why don't you build your house out of mushrooms? That doesn't normally happen. It's a really bizarre concept right now. It's still a nascent stage technology. So you have to convince them and tell them why the product is better. So first, we've been selling the technology, for example, into protective packaging. We know it's cost competitive, and we know that it performs. But it has to have additional value for anyone to transition away. It's got to have added value. So for example, one of the major issues with foam is that it's really flammable. Our technology is inherently flame retardant. It's safe. You can hit this material with a blowtorch, it's not going to burn. That's an added value. Now the other aspect of rigid board insulation is if you look at the marketplace, a lot of it's used in prefabricated houses, what are known as structural insulating panels. So these types of structures are great. They have great thermal insulation, tight construction envelope, but they have a downside. The downside is that foam, when it heats up, it off-gases volatile organic compounds. Styrene was recently deemed a carcinogen by the National Toxicology Report in 2011. So obviously that's a huge issue for manufacturers of these types of products. And they've actually seen a decline in the market since that report has come out. Our product is VOC-free. So that immediately off the bat says, hey, now you can sell a safe product, although it's also might be a little scary because you're telling people that it's made out of mushrooms. But it also has this added value of flame retardants. So now not only are we providing them a product that hits all the benchmarks that foam does, it goes above and beyond and exceeds expectations or performance criteria that the product in the marketplace already meets.